again. I can't bring myself to walk away. Play along and maybe this time everything will turn out alright. You say that you want love, but then you say it's not enough. Should've known from the start that you leave me in the dark. I'm sick of this fake love, when I'm not the one you're dreaming of, I'm more in love. I'm sick of this fake love, and it's tearing me apart. Fake love, done with me, now you run to the next one. You know the apologies you gave to me never meant a fucking thing. Now you're gone. Fucking fake love, don't lie, I'm running the next one. All the apologies you gave to me never meant a fucking thing. Now you're gone. I'm sick of this fake love, when I'm not the one you're dreaming of, I'm more in love with the thought of the wanted than who you really are. I'm sick of this fake love, and it's tearing me apart. It's tearing me apart. Sick of this fake love, and it's tearing me apart. Another day I've somehow laid to waste the opportunity to prove I'm worth the pain. I struck the nerve, tried to ignite this flame, and all the while your love is left to wait. And I need a new way to touch all the cold running through my veins and break this heart of stone. I don't wanna say goodbye to you and all we've been through. Love's the proof I need, and you're not true. Heaven help me to heal these wounds before it's over. We're all too soon. Too soon. Fight the gravity that holds me down. And still the breath of life in you I found. Come and cast away I could have been. It's undeserving of the hope you give. And I need a new way to kill the cold. Light fire in my veins and break this heart of stone. I don't wanna say goodbye to you and all we've been through. Love's the proof I need, and you're not true. Heaven help me to heal these wounds before it's over. All too soon. Too soon. I don't wanna say it's not over. Goodbye to you. I don't wanna say it's not over. To you. And I need a new way to kill the cold. Light fire in my veins and break. I don't wanna say goodbye to you and all we've been through. Love's the proof I need, and you're not true. Heaven help me to heal these wounds before it's over. All too soon. Too soon.
Hey, where are my people? There's like 46 people in here. Talk about feeling unloved. My God. Totally feeling unloved. So welcome, everyone. I'm not going to be on long. Am I feeling a little better? Maybe. I'm sweating my ass off all of a sudden. So I guess I'm feeling a little better. I broke a speaker freaking putting together this live because I turned my monitor around and then boom. I mean, it still works, but I knocked it down and it broke. Oh, well, I'll survive. As long as it still works, that's all that matters. So I was laying in bed watching another movie, and I happened to turn on YouTube. Thanks, Mickey. I happened to turn on YouTube, and I saw Law and Order, or Law and Crime, not Law and Order, that's a TV show. Law and Crime had posted the preliminary court appearance or first court appearance for Lindsay Clancy. Now, if you're not familiar with Lindsay Clancy, she is a woman that, oh yeah, I got COVID, chair. She is a woman that killed all three of her children, okay? All three of her children. And everybody, not everybody, but everybody came at me. You don't know what you're talking about. I can't believe what you're talking about. You don't know shit about the law. You don't know shit about what's it called? Fucking postpartum. You're an asshole, Laura. There was videos about it. Yeah, I have COVID. There were videos about it. And guess what? I was right all along, as usual. So all you fucking haters can suck my virtual dick as hard as you like, and I will slam it down your throat as far as I can. And if you don't like that, oh fucking well. Maybe then you'll shut the fuck up because I'll have my dick so far down your throat. So there's that. So let me show you what the prosecution is going for. Needless to say, I was 100% dead on with my initial analogy of this fucking woman that deserves the death penalty. I don't care about her bullshit postpartum. And obviously, the prosecution doesn't either. The prosecution seems to agree with me that she is a fucking psychopath that deserves to die. Plain and simple. Crystal, is what happens when you're stuck in bed for days upon days upon days. This is what happens. And if I see another fucking video about Betty or Molly, I might kill myself. Like, for real. I don't know how many people are going to fucking bury this into the ground. I don't care about turning on Betty anymore. This is crazy. Every fucking channel you go to, Betty, Betty, Betty. If you don't like her, stop fucking posting her. My God. So, okay, so check this out. This is insane. Insane. This woman took fucking exercise cords and killed her kids with them. Do you know what you have to do to consciously strangle your kids with exercise cords? Oh my God. Like, who does that? That is insane. Absolutely fucking insane. He deserves it, Gator. Honestly, the man fucking deserves it. After hearing what his wife did, he fucking deserves it. Hold on, let me pull it up. Oh, does she, Anne-Marie? Yep, she sure did, Janelle. This just came out, like, I think 20 minutes ago or something. That was 4 hours ago. All right. So all these haters that told me I'm an asshole, I don't know what I'm talking about. Again, shove my fucking virtual dick down your goddamn throat.
At 10:09 a.m., she again used doctors giving your on the floor. Cora was on her side with her torso turned towards the floor. He removed the bands and begged them to breathe. He continued to scream uncontrollably and screamed for officers to come to the basement. The dispatchers are hearing this and they send help down to the basement. And when they encounter Patrick, he yells out, "She killed the kids."
We're learning more gruesome details about the murders of 3 young Massachusetts children as their mother, Lindsay Clancy, is charged in their deaths. In Clancy's first court appearance since the murders, she appeared virtually from her hospital bed.
On Friday, January 27, 2023, using an erasable whiteboard because she was still temporarily intubated, one of the first questions that Lindsay Clancy asked was, "Do I need an attorney?" She knew that she had murdered her children, and she had the clarity, focus, and mental acumen to focus on protecting her own rights and interests.
Prosecutors outlined the events that led up to the murders on January 24th, alleging Lindsay Clancy meticulously planned the deaths of 5-year-old Cora, 3-year-old Dawson, and 8-month-old Callan before attempting her own suicide by jumping out of a second-story window.
On the morning of Tuesday, January 24th, 2023, the defendant took her 5-year-old daughter, Cora, to the pediatrician's for an appointment. She interacted with a receptionist, nursing staff, and a doctor. There were apparently no issues with the defendant's demeanor or behavior as she completed the appointment and was allowed to leave with Cora without any issues or concerns. When she returned home, she went outside with Cora and her 3-year-old son, Dawson, to play in the snow. They built a snowman. The defendant sent photos to her mother and to the defendant, to her husband. She texted with them. Nothing.
Oh, Sherry Ann, it's way worse than you even think. I mean, I was literally laying in bed and I'm listening to this. I'm like, I have to go live. I just have to fucking go live.
Nothing in the text was out of the ordinary or any sign of any distress or trouble.
After that, prosecutors say Lindsey Clancy searched for the 3V restaurant in Plymouth, about 25 minutes from her home in Duxbury.
She then searched the Takeout 3V via her cell phone at 4:13 p.m. Immediately after doing that, she used Apple Maps on her phone to determine how long it would take someone to drive from her home in Duxbury to 3V restaurant in Plymouth. So she would know how long someone would be gone if they ran that errand.
It was then that Clancy texted her husband, Patrick Clancy, asking for takeout.
At 4:53 p.m., the defendant texted her husband, who was working in his home office in their basement. She texted, "Any chance you want to do takeout from 3V? I didn't cook anything. It's been a long day." This was an unusual request, as when the family ordered takeout, they'd usually go somewhere closer to home, but it was a place that they had been in the past. Patrick Clancy texted back yes, and then the defendant asked him to check the menu.
Minutes later, Patrick Clancy left the family home.
At 5:15 p.m., Patrick Clancy headed out the door to run these errands at the defendant's request. As he left, she texted him Pediatrician liquid stool softener. Surveillance footage shows Mr. Clancy at CVS on Summer Street in Kingston at 5:32 p.m. He goes to the medication aisle, the children's medication aisle. Phone records show that he called the defendant at 5:33 p.m. and she did not answer the phone. He then calls him back at 5:34 p.m. and the call lasted 14 seconds. He's there at the store unsure of which medication to get, and she tells him exactly what she wants. He had no issues communicating with her. It was a completely normal call, although he did mention that she seemed like she was in the middle of something.
When Patrick Clancy returned home, he found a tragic scene.
When he arrived home, the first thing he noticed was the silence. He did not see or hear the defendant or the children. He actually called her cell phone at 6:09 p.m. looking for them, and she did not answer. He went to their bedroom on the second floor and the door was locked. He was able to open it, and when he looked inside, he saw blood on the floor in front of a full-length mirror and the window open. He immediately runs downstairs and into the backyard, where he finds the defendant laying on the ground. She appeared to have cuts on her wrists and neck, but he stated to 911 that those wounds were no longer bleeding. She was conscious. He called 911. During this time, he asked the defendant, "What did you do?" She responded to him, "I tried to kill myself and jumped out the window." During the 911 call, Patrick can be heard asking the defendant, "Where are the kids?" He later told police that she replied, "In the basement." So immediately after this happened, she knew what she had done and she knew where the kids were. When EMS arrived, he asked them to stay with her so he could go find his kids. The 911 call kept going. Patrick can be heard on the 911 call entering the home and heading to the basement. At one point, he calls out, "Guys." He can then be heard screaming in agony and shock as he found his children. His screams seem to get louder and more agonized as the time passes.
Prosecutors say the 3 Clancy children were found with exercise.
It's like I want to stop it for fair use, but I kind of don't want to stop it because she does such a great job of going through everything.
Bands around their necks.
Cora and Callan were on the floor in the den area of the finished basement, which is to the left when you walk down the stairs, while Dawson was alone on the floor in his father's home office, which is to the right when you go down the stairs. Each child still had the exercise band that was used to strangle them tied around their necks when their father found them. Dawson and Callan were face down on the floor. Cora was on her side with her torso turned towards the floor. He removed the bands and begged them to breathe. He continued to scream uncontrollably and screamed for officers to come to the basement. The dispatchers are hearing this and they send help down to the basement. And when they encounter Patrick, he yells out, "She killed the kids."
Cora and Dawson were pronounced dead at the hospital the same day. Baby Callan was rushed to Boston Children's Hospital but died 3 days later. Ahead of their deaths, prosecutors say Clancy spent time in the hospital for mental health issues, but was being treated for her symptoms. She even told her husband she was improving.
According to her husband, she was never on more than 4 to 5 medications at one time. And at the time of the murder, she was taking only 3 medications.
Honestly, I agree, Garden Grower. The judge, like, his face says it all. It really does. He completely says it all. He is so disgusted and like, whoa.
He said to the police that she always took the medications as prescribed. After her stay at McLean, the defendant appeared to be getting better, according to her husband. She slept well, interacted with friends and family. She went out with her kids and husband to places like the Kingsbury Club in Duxbury, the Charlie Horse Restaurant, the Museum of Science in Boston, the Cape Codder down the Cape, interacting with her family and the public without any apparent difficulties. She even stayed alone with her children on several occasions without any issues in January of 2023. Her husband asked her in mid-January, "Are you still having suicidal thoughts?" And she said no.
Prosecutors argue Clancy never had hallucinations or delusions before the murders.
On the night of the killings, Patrick Clancy was interviewed by the police at Beth Israel Deaconess Plymouth Hospital. He told the police that the defendant was having one of her best days. She was smiling and happy, and there was no indication that she was going to harm the kids. No one at all described her as acting like a zombie in the days leading up to the murder or on the day of the murders themselves. On February 5th, 2023, this past Sunday at 1:35 p.m., while sitting with Dr. Paul Zeisel, the psychologist hired by defense counsel to evaluate her mental state, the defendant used Dr. Zeisel's cell phone to call her husband. She left a voicemail stating that she loved him. Yesterday, on February 6, 2023, at 10:09 a.m., she again used Dr. Zeisel's cell phone to call her husband. This time he answered, and during this call, the defendant stated that after he left the house that night, she killed the kids because she heard a voice and had, quote, a moment of psychosis, end quote. He asked her what voices she heard, and she said she heard a man's voice telling her to kill the kids and kill herself because it was her last chance. Patrick Clancy told the police the defendant had never heard voices before. He also told the police the defendant had never used the word psychosis to him before. The first time she used that word psychosis was when she was with the doctor hired by defense counsel and using his cell phone.
Prosecutors also say Clancy had every opportunity to change her mind about going through with the murders, as they say it took time to strangle each child. Instead, they say she acted deliberately.
The children were killed.
I am 100% a believer of the prosecution. This was complete bullshit. She's lying, and that's it. She's a complete fucking fraud who deserves death. And you know what? She's paralyzed. Good. She got what she deserved.
By ligature strangulation. Ligature strangulation causes the victim to become unconscious anywhere from 10 seconds up to a minute. The more the victim struggles, the longer it takes. After the victim is unconscious, the ligature must be held in place with force, squeezing the neck for up to an additional 4 to 5 minutes to cause death. Therefore, she had to strangle each of them to unconsciousness and then make sure the bands were squeezing their little necks for several minutes. She could have changed her mind at any point during that time and removed those bands from their necks, and she did not. The defendant did not take advantage of the situation when her husband left the home that night. She created the situation, and she used Apple Maps to make sure she would have enough time to strangle each child before her husband returned from where she had sent him.
And that's what I was going to say, Scooby. If you're psychotic, you don't know you're psychotic. You don't know you're having a psychotic break if you truly are having a psychotic break. So that's why I call bullshit. I called bullshit initially. I call bullshit now.
The defendant is a danger to herself and others. She planned these murders, gave herself the time and privacy needed to commit the murders, and then she strangled each child in the place where they should have felt the safest, at home with their mom. She did so with deliberate premeditation and extreme atrocity and cruelty.
Clancy's defense argued she is a woman with mental health struggles on top of newly sustained physical trauma.
So you have a paraplegic who can't walk, who is definitely a danger to herself, and the government wants to put her in where? Framingham State Prison? Plymouth House of Correction? There's no way that any humane person would do that, especially within the structure of our criminal justice system, where a person is presumed innocent. And I'm not suggesting with the facts that the government has read, but she has a good defense. She's got a darn good defense for this case, because that's what happened.
Clancy's team said her suicide attempt caused major injuries, rendering her a paraplegic.
To have this woman not held on bail, perhaps put a GPS on her, I guess, if someone's concerned that she's going to miraculously recover, which isn't going to happen. As your Honor knows, being a paraplegic, paralyzed, she can't move. Can't get off the bed. She can't walk. She can't even go to the bathroom. She has to have 24/7 medical care.
The defense
Well, defense lawyer, maybe she shouldn't have killed her fucking children, and then she wouldn't be in this predicament.
also noted that Clancy is suicidal, saying her cries for mental health help were ignored.
We all know that this woman is, as counsel concedes apparently, a danger to herself. I question whether she would ever make it to a trial. She's suicidal. She's extremely emotional. However, she's unable and has been unable to express any happiness or sadness or cry. And in fact, sometime about a month or two ago, she made the comment, "I just wish that I could feel something." Now, our society fails miserably in treating women.
I'm sorry, but if all my kids were dead at my hands, I think I would feel sorry for them. I think I would feel sorry. Sorry, but I would.
With postpartum depression or even postpartum psychosis. It's medicate, medicate, medicate. Throw the pills at you and then see how it works. If it doesn't work, increase the dose or decrease the dose. Then end up trying another combination of medications.
In the end, presiding Judge John Canavan ruled no monetary bail would be set just yet.
The factual allegations in this case are both horrific and tragic. The potential penalty faced by the defendant, if convicted, is severe. The defendant has no criminal history. She does not even have a driving record. There is no evidence of any history of any abusive behavior by the defendant. The defendant was raised in New England and has extensive ties to the local area. She has an extremely supportive family. She had worked for several years in a local hospital, and a number of co-workers have written letters in support of the defendant and her character. She's described in these letters as an exemplary worker, colleague, and friend. In the letter submitted by her attending trauma surgeon, she has extensive injuries that will require long-term inpatient rehabilitation. Weighing what the doctor has written and the facts from the defendant's current condition, the court finds that there is minimal risk of flight given the defendant's circumstances. The court is going to make the following order on bail. The defendant shall remain in her current hospital until medically cleared to be moved to a new facility. As a condition of bail, the defendant is ordered not to leave the hospital until discharged to a new facility. The defendant shall provide notice to probation 48 hours in advance of any transfer to a different facility. Based on the letter of the doctor, it would appear likely that she would be sent from the hospital setting to a 24/7 rehabilitation facility.
The judge ruled Clancy could be transferred to a different facility or potentially even home confinement as she recovers. Right now, she's due back in court on May 2nd for a probable cause hearing. Reporting for Law and Crime Network.
Look, here's my thing. And I'll open up the panel if anybody wants to come up and speak about it. but I'll give you my take first. This woman is a fucking murderer. I don't care what drugs she was on. I don't care what the excuses are. At the end of the day, this woman is a murderer. Period. End of story. Forget the fact she murdered her own children. She is a murderer. And people got mad at me comparing it to Chris Watts. Well, guess what? Chris Watts had nothing on his record either. Chris Watts had a moment of psychosis. He was on drugs. He was taking, what's it called? Thrive. That caused him well, she's an idiot, Meg. She's an absolute fucking idiot. But at the end of the day, he's still a murderer. Well, you know what, Meg? She also stood with Michael Long, so that says a lot about her character. That's all I got to say on that. She planned it. She knew what she was doing. Even when it was all over, she said, do I get an attorney? She is no different than any other guy that kills their kids or any other person that kills their kids in a fit of rage. She's a murderer. She's a piece of shit. Period. End of story. Michael Long is a guy who kidnapped his kids, made a whole kit and caboodle about about child molestation, and it was all bullshit. And only me and Critical K called it out as bullshit. Everybody else bought into it. And we were like, hell no, something's not right here. Hey, Southern Gal, I think I'm coming towards the end of my COVID because I'm sweating my ass off. I haven't had my senses, though, are not bad. I've been eating a lot today. So I dropped the link if anybody wants to come up. Oh. $5 minutes per child, exactly. She is, exactly. Todd family, that's true. He didn't have a record. Oh, yeah, 10 to life. She's an idiot. You know why she has all the subs she has? I'll tell you why. Because she tells with every case, oh, I know, I got an inside scoop. She's never right, but that's how she does it. Yes, Ken. No, actually, it's my second. But this time was bad. The first time was fine. First time, I didn't even know I had it. Yeah, she's never right with anything she says, but she just tells everyone, oh, I got an inside source. But she's not a tragedy pimp. Predict a miraculous recovery? I don't know. Oh, Southern Gal, you accidentally timed out, I guess. It was an accident. Drink water with half lemon squeezed. Don't appeal. I can't stand her, Tinker. I mean, it's not that I can't stand. I don't watch her enough to know, but I hate these people that are like, oh, I got an inside source. Oh, I spoke to somebody. Meanwhile, you're never even fucking right. The only person that I can honestly tell you that I don't watch at all because I find them boring, but they're accurate, they are on point, and they never bullshit. And that's Stephanie Harlow. And I'm not a Stephanie Harlow fan, but she sticks to the facts. She never says, oh, I got an inside source. She doesn't pull any bullshit. If you want straight up, calm, factual Stephanie Harlow, honestly. She's the only one I've seen that I really don't watch, but I can honestly say she's no bullshit. Hey, Dragon.
Hey, love. I've been subbed to you for a long time.
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you, love. I appreciate that. No, I agree with you. That woman deserves everything she got. I've got kids. No woman in the right mind goes and plans to kill their kids.
That's right.
I think she got tired of taking care of them. No offense, in my opinion, that she just couldn't handle them.
I agree.
I mean, I hate to say that, love, but it's the truth.
I agree. But
I mean, look at the Chris Watts case.
Yep.
Chris was guilty as all get up. He didn't care.
Nope. And people hung him, but because she's a female who claims psychosis, which you can't, it's not psychosis if you know you're psychosis. It's like ridiculous. You're not psychotic if you know you're psychotic. She's completely an idiot.
Well, it's pretty sad that she gets her husband out of the house, mind you, gets him out of the house and kill all 3 kids.
Yep.
Why?
I agree. And she planned it. She totally.
Yeah, she planned it. But if she knew she was this messed up, why didn't you tell somebody?
Exactly.
To get help you needed.
Yep. And what voice all of a sudden tells you kill your kids? Come on.
No, I think my honest opinion, love, I think she made that shit up.
I think so too.
You're always right. Believe me, I watch every time you're live. I may not comment, but I'll tell you what, you're always right. I'll tell you that.
Not always, but
well, most of the time.
Majority. And I do know that. And that's why it pisses me off that all these people come at me like, oh, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Bitch, I do know what I'm talking about. That's the problem.
I know you do.
There's more information in the hearing, Channel 5 Boston. Oh, was it?
Really?
That was heart-wrenching, though. It was truly fucking heart-wrenching.
I mean, I'm a mom. I have 3 kids. I've got a granddaughter who's going to be 3. This makes me sick. How people can literally do this shit.
I agree.
Frickin' for real. Why?
Oh, I see. Yeah, most people did 15 minutes. There's one that's 40 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But no, you tell the truth most of the time, and you do what you think is right. And I agree with you. I do. You come out to tell the truth and tell it like it is.
Mm-hmm.
And you do that.
A lot of people can't handle that.
No, they can't. No. I mean, I've got my own channel myself, so.
But that is one of the reasons that I get hated on. And Marissa said this to me yesterday. One of the reasons I get hated on is because people can't handle the fucking truth. I don't run with the crowd. I'm not somebody that's going to run. Oh, let's make Betty videos. I don't give a shit. Like that's.
I know, love. I know. Believe me, I know well.
This whole fucking crime community is turned into the biggest fucking joke ever.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous.
No, you want a good laugh for a change? You know what I call it, love? It doesn't matter what community you're in. It doesn't matter. True crime, paranormal, whatever. Okay? It's all the YouTube-ish. People want to keep the drama going. They don't care.
That's true.
They want to take shit real life. I
Yep.
brought this up on my channel a few times. What's the point of taking shit real life? Really?
I agree.
What the hell wrong with you?
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Totally agree. Or why you don't like someone? Why are you up their shit 24/7?
Mm-mm.
Fucking talking about them 24/7.
Mhm.
Y'all be their biggest fucking fans.
Well, see,
Dragons on panel.
yeah, see, I have my own channel. I don't sit there and go shit talk people. I don't do any of that. I want no part of it.
Ridiculous. It's one thing once in a while, but it's like too much.
Mm-hmm.
Overkill now. Every fucking
Mm-hmm.
down, it's tragedy pimps, Betty this, Betty that, Betty this, Betty.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god, I don't want to see about fucking Betty. Or Mal at this fucking hospital. All right, how many fucking stations are gonna play it? Enough. It's like
Well, you're
fucking channel is going live about it. It's not that. I mean, it was a big deal, but you only needed a few channels to do it. Then every fucking channel went live about it. It was like, oh my god, stop.
mm-hmm.
Same
Well,
fucking people in every single chat.
Well, I was going to tell you, you're welcome to come into my channel anytime. We're always laughing. We're always having a good time.
What's the name of the channel?
Dragon Classy Diamond Art.
What is it?
Dragon Classy Diamond Art.
All right. Dragon Classy Dynamite.
Diamond Art.
All right.
Because that's what I do. I've got videos posted on my Diamond Art that I have done. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah, you're welcome. Come over anytime to have some laughs.
Will do. Because
You
I am
need it, love.
over the fucking bullshit.
You're welcome anytime on my panel. If I had a way to send you the link, because I don't drop the link in my chat anymore. Mm-mm. Because of stupidity.
I'm ready to go to gardening. I'll go to Diamond Art. Something.
Here, actually, I'll show you what I'm working on. How about that? This is what I'm working on, love.
Oh, that's cool.
Look at this.
It looks like Gator.
No.
That's cool. One of my Patreons does during COVID. They did Diamond Art nonstop.
Mm-hmm. I do. Once I'm done with one, I'm done with another.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
I should have picked up Diamond Art my week of dying.
Oh, love, you still can.
Dude, I don't have time. I actually finished my taxes today, finally.
Did you really, love?
Meanwhile, fucking taxes suck this year. I got like half what I normally get.
Really?
Yeah, everyone I know is saying the same thing, that they're not getting what they used to get.
Yeah, because I usually have some friends up on panel, and we're usually laughing and having a good time.
Cinnamon Bear, Andrea Yates, yes. She called the police. She was mentally ill. Everyone knew she was mentally ill. And that was a totally different scenario. She knew what she did was wrong. That's why she's sitting in prison. But she didn't plan it. This girl fucking planned it. Big difference.
Yeah, I honestly think that she planned it to the T.
She did.
Mm-hmm.
I got to pay into state, not federal. But this is my last year because my kids saved me. Oh, I do my taxes every year, Tinker. That's why it's laughable. And these people are like, you don't do your tax. I fucking claim my taxes every year. I'm not stupid.
But yeah, I will say this before I go, but like, you know, I may not comment a lot in your chat, but I watch, I listen, and I think you're doing a great job, love.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. I support everybody I possibly can. You know, I mean, I may not say a whole lot, but I listen and I watch and I hear, you know.
I hear you.
I mean, it's just like the Summer Wells case. Summer still hasn't been found. That poor little girl. Mm. No.
Hold on. I must have thrown it out.
Threw what out, love?
My COVID test. Because that shit like lit up like a fucking Christmas tree. Both lines were so bright as compared to Dayton's that were light. Mine were like bright pink and bright blue.
I'll freely say this. I've never had COVID, love. So my 21-year-old, he had COVID twice. He doesn't live at home, but yeah,
Yeah, this was my second time, but the first time was like barely nothing. But this time, oh my God, I thought I was gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
I literally thought I was gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so glad I got over the hump.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, like I said. But yeah. Anytime I go live, I'll mod you up so people can't mess with you. But
all right. Sounds good.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right, thank you for coming up.
No problem, love.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Southern Gal, I don't know what that is. Paxlovid? I don't know what that is.
Oh, Paxlovid.
What is it?
It's medicine for COVID. They gave it to me when I had it last year.
No.
It's huge horse pills, but you've had it for so long that they won't give it to you. You got to have it like you can only. It's kind of like that flu, Tamiflu. You can only take it a certain amount of days. You know what I mean? After, or it won't work.
Yeah, no. This was just one of those things my body needed to fight on its own. But someone asked me what were my symptoms. My symptoms was Sunday. I started not feeling well. And I cleaned the house and I'm like, I'm not feeling right. And I just figured I was tired. I was like over exhausted. I was making candles nonstop for like a week. And,
relax.
And I was doing everything. And I just figured I was just overtired. And then I started shivering and I had a high fever. That it was like 102 late Sunday night. It was almost 103. And I thought I was going to die. And then this morning I had 101 and I just felt like my fever's never going to break. And then I ended up making them again. And then today I've been nonstop eating and I feel better tonight. Like my body, I still don't sound right, but my body feels better. I think it's all the food I ate today. My girlfriend brought me over sushi and these Andy chocolate mints that I've eaten probably 18 of them. And then I had some matzo balls and then I had a little salmon. I had Ritz crackers. I haven't stopped eating. So, and I've had apple juice, lots of apple juice because my stomach can't handle orange juice. So yeah, but I've been sweating this whole time I've been live. I'm about to switch and put on shorts because I've been in like sweats and pajama tops. And Winston has been by my side the entire time. Today I finally gave him a haircut because man, he was looking scruffy. But he has been literally on my side the entire time. He's been amazing. He won't even let Buka near me. I don't know where he is now. He's probably taking a break.
How many dogs do you have?
What? 2.
Which one's Fluffy?
I have garlic in the soup.
I thought you had a dog named Fluffers.
Fluffer is Winston.
Oh. Because I'm calling dog Fluffers, and like I never hear you hardly say Fluffers, and then you say 2 other dog names, and I'm like, oh shit, I call the dog Fluffers.
Buka and Winston, but Fluffer is Winston.
Okay, so Fluffers is the one that was by your side.
But I complained to him. I'm like, Fluffer, I don't feel good. And he just like, cuddles with me. And I was like, I want my mommy. So my mom's like, I couldn't help you anyway. So this morning I took a shower, I changed my sheets, and Fluff is just sitting there. I was like, Fluffer, I don't feel good. And he just cuddles with me. Oh, Southern Gal, I'm telling you, all I did was eat today. And these Andy mints, holy shit. I haven't
I would definitely change out your toothbrush when you test negative.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. I gotta tell Dayton that too. Never even thought of that. Well, I can't switch it out so I can leave the house.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to be able to leave the house by Friday, but I'm trying to think of all the stuff I need to get done in the house that I can do without interruption because I can't leave. So Sage has a show on Friday and Saturday. I said, Sage, I don't think I'll make it to the one on Friday. Hopefully I'll be able to be there on the one on Saturday. But from what I understand with COVID, after 5 days, you're no longer contagious, but you have to be fever-free for at least 24 hours. So being that I had a fever today, if I have a fever tomorrow, definitely not Friday, but I really don't even want to go like that close. Well, I have kids. Like Phoenix went and got me I was craving Starburst last night. So I'm like, Phoenix, will you go to the gas station and get me Starburst? I'm like milking up 18 years of taking care of them. I'm like, all right, let's see what they do for me. And they did it. I called Sage. I'm like, can you bring me home apple juice? She's like, yes. I'm milking it, making them deliver, making them take care of mom. But they're doing it without question.
That's because you raised them right.
I'm at 5 days tomorrow. Tomorrow will be my 5th day. Yeah.
I know when I had it, they said quarantine 5 days and then you can go out with a mask on.
Yes.
But since you're sweating like that, I'm pretty sure you're sweating out your fever. So hopefully that's a good thing.
I hope so too, but I still wouldn't leave before Saturday. Like being that, because I mean, I'm 52. To have a fever of almost 103, that's high. You know what I mean? It's not like a kid. So being that I've been so sick and I've been, I had 102 yesterday, I don't want to risk getting re-sick.
Yeah. I forgot you was an old lady.
I am an old lady. Exactly.
No, I forgot.
That's my point. I am old.
So back to this lady. So I'm confused a little bit. Is she gonna blame postpartum depression, or is she gonna blame the pharmaceutical company, well, the medicine, or is she gonna claim both?
That I couldn't tell you. I don't know. Hey, Bookie.
Can she do both?
But honestly, I don't know. She probably can do both, but I think it all depends. I mean, the prosecution is not buying it. Prosecution is saying, no, fuck that. We're not buying it. So I don't know what she's going to claim. I don't know what the defense thinks they're going to be able to get away with because the prosecution not having it. So in my opinion, there's a reason why the prosecution is not having it. There's a reason why the prosecution is not giving any kind of leniency or leeway to this theory that it was temporary, which to me is interesting.
Exactly. Just like in the Alec Murdaugh case, the defense was trying to throw out that raincoat thingy or whatever, and they lost, and now we know why. But yeah, same as in that case.
Yeah, I haven't watched that trial at all. So I don't know what's happening with that.
They had a bomb threat today.
I heard. I saw that. You had said that in Discord or something.
Yes. I was like, wow. And then I was listening to the, Law and Crime, I think it was, listening to them. And I heard something about maybe it could possibly lead to a mistrial.
Oh
Does
no.
anyone, yeah, does anyone maybe in chat know anything about that? Because I was a bit confused when I heard that. I don't know. But this, I tell you what, karma's real, people. Karma's real. Look at this lady right here.
I agree.
Oh, did they have snow on the ground when she jumped out that window?
Oh.
Because it said that she was playing in the snow with the kids when he left or whatever.
But if she's sending her to rehab, if they're sending her to rehab, I don't think she's permanently paraplegic. I think it's temporary. That's my guess. Oh, Garden Grow, I plan on staying home until Saturday if I don't have a fever tomorrow.
Because she's an old lady.
Oh, they had a few inches. Yeah, but I just don't think it's permanent.
So she jumped out of a window to off herself and didn't even fall on the ground. She fell on some snow. Which was the ground, but still.
She should have taken those same cords that she killed her kids with and wrapped it around her own neck.
That's what I said in chat earlier, too. That's how I felt, too. But she knew she would, man, she knew she was going to live.
Like, here's the thing. Here's my thing. If you're going to murder, if you hear voices, murder this, murder that, just kill yourself. Don't take the lives of innocent people. Just off yourself. You should have just fucking jumped out the window first instead of killing your poor kids. They didn't do anything. And not only, you have, and I said this initially, you go through one, then you got to kill the other one. And then you have to kill the third one. You consciously knew what the fuck you were doing. It's not like you killed one and then realized, oh my God, what the fuck did I just do? You consciously killed all three of them. You are disgusting and deserve death.
Do you think as a nurse, and as I hear you all say that she planned this, do you think that maybe she kind of, as in Brian Koberger, kind of created a defense while planning this out because she's a nurse and knows, like, or at least think she knows, ways to get around this?
Only with the psychiatrist. What I mean by that is when you speak to the psychiatrist is going to ask you questions like, did you feel a current psychosis? Did you feel like you were did you hear voices? All these things. And essentially they're planning stuff in your head. They're putting stuff in your head of what you can say. Do I think she consciously thought about things? Yeah, I do. Do I think she used the psychiatrist's own words for her defense? Yes. So do I think her being a nurse knows some things? Maybe. She may know certain terms, kind of like Brian Koberger knows certain terms. So yeah, I do agree with you there but I do think she uses psychiatrist's own words and using that for her. Yeah, she slit her wrist and throat before jumping out the window, but they were superficial wounds.
Of course.
At the end of the day, even let's say she did succeed in killing herself, how much do you hate your husband that you wanted your husband to come home to all three of his kids and his wife dead? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You must hate your husband that much. That's why I don't understand. Like, even in a fit of psychosis, even in a fit of rage, you still have one thought that what I'm doing is wrong. I mean, in the case of Andrea Yates, do I think she consciously felt like what she was doing was wrong? Maybe not. She stated previously she felt like hurting the kids. See, there you go.
To a doctor?
To a doctor, to a husband, or that's what the prosecution says, that she stated she felt like hurting the kids. Just how could you do that to your husband? I wouldn't even do that to my kid's dad, and I can't stand him. But I still wouldn't want him to walk in and find all of us dead.
Dang, the guilt, Laura. Like, I definitely understand now why I don't think he could ever work. Like, I don't know how he could function with the guilt, knowing that he went out, and this happened. And they normally don't go out that far to get food. Like, I'm sure he feels really, really guilty.
That's just crazy. I don't care about the meds. These people are on these meds all the time. They don't kill their kids. That's why people are talking about the meds. Well, what meds was she? Who cares? Whatever med she was on, people do this. People take those meds every day and don't murder their children. So I'm sorry. I don't believe the whole, oh my God, it's medical. Hey, coffee.
But that's what her defense is going to try to be. So I think that's why everyone's questioning it.
I'm just saying it's not medical. It's fucking psycho. She is psycho. She deserves death or life in prison.
Do you think she needs to go get some kind of psychiatric treatment at all? I mean, not saying she's innocent at all by, being insane or anything, but because she seems to be off the wall needing help, do you think that she should go, like Lori did, to a quote unquote prison institution to get help? For obviously something's wrong with her in the head.
Yeah, but like I said, the prosecution doesn't feel that there's any kind of leniency. Kate, I'm going to say that you're one of the people, I like you, but you're one of the people that I said you can suck my virtual dick. The prosecution agrees with me. The prosecution is not buying any of this bullshit about postpartum. So you should watch the trial. This was not postpartum psychosis. That's what the prosecution is saying, that this is not postpartum psychosis. This woman was calculated. She planned it. It had nothing to do with her medicine or a psychosis or anything. She virtually planned this. She planned this 100%, even to the point of mapping how long it would take her husband to get home. This was not postpartum psychosis. Watch the trial. Watch the hearing. Prosecution says 150% unequivocally this was a pre-planned murder of 3 children, not a psychotic episode. Oh, Wellbutrin did nothing for me, Al.
Oh, I had to get off Wellbutrin. It gave me too much anxiety.
Kate, a psychosis is a temporary, a psychosis doesn't go on for hours. A psychosis is a last minute decision. This was not a psychosis. You don't know the woman, Kate. How do you know what this is? That people like you make me laugh, honestly. Did you know her personally? No. So now you're saying that prosecution is wrong, but you're right. They have all the evidence in the case, but they're wrong and you're right. Okay. Make that make sense. Yeah,
Laura, you're wrong and Kate's right, okay?
The history of her family. You obviously didn't watch the trial, Kate. You didn't watch the hearing because the history from her family said she never had any kind of psychosis at all. Never had any issues at all.
And previously said she wanted to hurt her kids or something like that, right?
R. Yates is remarried. Glad you see it your way. No, you obviously didn't watch the trial, the hearing.
I have 2 more questions and then I'm going to drop back into the chat.
All right.
Number 1, will you please take that comment off the screen because I'm tired of seeing that one comment?
Yes.
Or is there? Thank you. And second, is she still in the hospital or is or did they transfer back to a
No,
jail?
in the hospital.
In a
I don't know
hospital
if she's
too.
in a prison hospital, but she's in a hospital.
Okay, those wind chimes are loud or whatever it is. I'm going down. Thank you. See you later.
Bye. She had depression and went to see a psychiatrist and was on meds. Definitely not a psychosis. Psychosis, yeah, when you have a psychosis, let me double check. I don't want to give wrong information, but I'm pretty sure when you kill someone in a psychosis, it's not a planned out thing. But I'm going to double check on that. Hold on. Oh. Hold on. Like a psychotic episode. Okay. So you can have a psychotic episode for a couple of weeks. However, let's not forget she was at the doctor earlier that day and the doctor said everything was fine. She was not in a psychosis earlier that day. So there you go. The doctor said she was perfectly fine earlier that day. And her husband even asked her, "Are you suicidal?" She said no. Yeah, she took her daughter to the doctor earlier that day, and the doctor said she was perfectly fine. She spoke to her husband. She was happy. I don't know why people are so stuck on something that they hear and they don't look at the facts. The facts are she's a fucking murderer. End of story. Okay, well, Kate, Chris Watts was also mentally ill. So is 75% of all prisoners. You know who else was mentally ill? Aileen, whatever her name is. I can't think of her name off the top of my head. She was also mentally ill. Do we give her leniency because of her life? Most prisoners are mentally ill. Anyone that actually kills is mentally Warnos, thank you. She was also mentally ill. Anyone that really murders somebody that's not in self-defense is mentally ill. There's no excuse. She strangled her kids with exercise cords, which takes up to 5 minutes. She did each one. That is disgusting. There's nothing that can change how I feel about that. Sorry, not sorry. All right, let's look at a psychosis test. In the past month, have you had the feelings or experiences? Do familiar thank you, Southern Growl. Do familiar surroundings sometimes seem strange, confusing, threatening, or unreal to you? All right, the answer is no, but I'm going to say yes. If yes, when this happens, I feel frightened, concerned, or it causes problems for me. Strongly agree. Have you heard unusual sounds like banging, clicking, hissing, clapping, or ringing in your ears? I'm going to say yes. Strongly agree. Do things that you see appear different from the way they usually do? I'm going to say yes. Strongly agree. Have you had experiences with telepathy, psychic forces, or fortune telling? I'm going to say yes. Strongly agree. Have you felt that you are not in control of your own ideas? Yes. Strongly agree. Do you have difficulty getting your point across because you ramble or go off track? Yes. Strongly agree. Do you have strong feelings, beliefs about being unusually gifted or talented? If I was psychic, if I had this psychosis, I don't know how to answer this. We'll just say yes. Do you feel that other people watching you? Yes. Do you sometimes get strange feelings or just beneath your skin like bugs crawling? Yes. Do you sometimes feel suddenly distracted by distant sounds? Yes. They're going to send the cops to my house after this. Have you had the sense that some person or force is around you? Yes. Something may be wrong with your mind? Yes. Have you felt that you don't exist? The world does not exist? Yes. Have you been confused at times? Yes. Do you hold beliefs that others will find unusual? Well, that's true. Do you feel that parts of your body have changed? Yes. They're going to answer this. They're going to say, you're fucking psycho. Are your thoughts sometimes so strong you can almost hear them? Yes. Do you find yourself mistrustful, suspicious? Yes. We're just saying yes to all of them. Have you seen unusual flashes? Yes. Have you seen things that other people don't seem to see? Yes. Do people sometimes find it hard to understand? Yes. Well, all right, let's see. They're going to have the cops at my door. Psychosis test for myself. Female. Wait. Why does my income matter, by the way? Nope. What are the three main things concerning? Abuse, racism, and other. Oh, I can't have other. So I will say grief. Nope. Possible risk for psychosis. 105 of 105. Your results indicate you're experiencing some signs of psychosis. Some signs, I hit every single one. Hey, Wood. So I guess if I go murder someone, y'all witness that I'm a psychosis. Exactly. If you can afford the 20 white coats, then you need to watch you every day. Flashes like visual snow. Visual snow was bullshit too. Take another mental health test. What should we take? Let's take an addiction or bipolar. Let's do addiction. If you have felt you want to cut down on your drinking or drug use, I don't do either. No. All right, this is just about drugs. Let's do bipolar. You felt so good or hyper on other people that you were not your normal self, or so what? No. You were so irritable that you shouted at people, started fights. That's true. That I do. You felt much more self-confident than usual. You got much less sleep. You were much more talkative or spoke much faster. That's just nope. So distracted by things around you that you had trouble concentrating. Nope. You had more energy. Nope. Yeah. No. Did things that were unusual? No. Sending money got you or your family into trouble? No. Nope. 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 Myself? Female? Yeah. Yeah. One, two, three. Yeah. Bipolar negative. 2 out of 18. I'm not bipolar. I knew that though. Good night, Emery. 2 out of 18. I guess I'm pretty normal. Who passed away? Oh, Eric Cozy? Eric Cozy passed away. Eric Cozy passed away a couple of years ago. He had a heart attack. Yeah, Eric Cozy. He died of a heart attack. It was Eric Cozy. Erekose. His last video was 2 years ago. Yeah. Yeah, so he died 2 years ago. Because he did a video right before he passed. I just sent it, A. Woodward. He was so young, too. We did have some good times. It's sad that he passed. But his legacy remains. I never unsubscribed from him either. Still subscribed. I miss him. Hey, Rich. What do you think of the Avery situation now? What's happening? Nothing. Nothing has changed. He was dancing when he passed, Kate? Or you mean a meet and greet? Yeah, nothing has changed. It's same old, same old. Some guy, New Scott or something, he covers it. There's nothing to cover, though. It's the same shit. It's the same crap. Nothing different. Hey, Fluffy. You look like Snoopy. You look like Snoopy with your new haircut. So, all right, I'm going to get off. I'm going to go back to bed. Hopefully I'm better. Hopefully I beat this shit. Let's hope. We'll know tomorrow when I wake up. But actually, my body feels better today than it has in a long time. Like, I feel normal, even though I don't sound it. Like, I feel like semi-normal again. So, we'll see. Hey, Deb. Yeah, I'm actually ending it. I'm going to relax. Get another nap in. Because all I've done is sleep. No, you can put them in, K-Rocks. Tomorrow's day 5, so I'm going to wear a mask and start wiping all the candles down with rubbing alcohol. He has Premiere going now. Yeah, I haven't followed it at all. So, all right, I will see you all tomorrow. Maybe. If I feel better, I'll be live tomorrow. But if I feel better, then I'm going to catch up, finish the website, do lots of stuff. Like I said, I got my taxes accomplished today, so that was a good thing. So, all right, I will see you all later. Like I said, I saw that. I had to go live because I was just so like, wow. To hear what this psycho did to her children, I had to talk about it. All right. So with that said, I'll see you guys later. I don't know how much I can talk because of my voice. I don't want to lose it. So I will see you all later. Have a wonderful night. Peace. And don't forget, hit that thumbs up on the way out.